I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Oops, the podcast. Here with old Lynch. He is looking stronger than ever.
And young Julio, he's looking as tight as ever.
Thank you, Ryan. Guys, don't forget to come to see some shows. We got Portland Helium coming up the 19th of June. New York City at the Stand, July 18th. Then we have Ice House Pasadena, August 3rd. Coastal Creative back in St. Pete, my hometown, basically at this point. The 20th and 21st of September. More dates to come. Pull up. But here we are. We're doing our thing. And Lynch, I fell off my bike the other night.
You did?
I did. And I actually got kind of banged up from it. Like, I have, like, my hands, my left hand still hurts. I got some good scrapage.
That's your hand?
My hands look fine, but at first when I fell off, I was like, I think I broke both of my hands. I haven't fallen off a bike as an adult, so I'm not like familiar with that feeling. Like, it maybe should have been obvious that I did not break my hands. But anyway, when's the last time you fell off a bike?
There was something that happened within the last year where I fell off a bike, but I want to hear more about.
Dude, it's not exciting.
Bike fall. So
I literally just had gotten on the bike. I hit this like deep sewer, and I guess I just wasn't like paying good enough attention, and I didn't expect it to come. It was at night, and I just sort of flew off the side of the fucking bike. I wasn't going that fast. It wasn't an e-bike, but still enough to do some damage.
Was it a sewer in like the bike lane, or was it a part, like was the sewage thing sticking out where there wasn't any concrete around it, so it was kind of isolated where there was cracks for you to get stuck?
It was down.
Gotcha.
So the sewer opening was it wasn't open, obviously, but like where the cylinder was lower than the ground and much lower than I'm used to in that scenario. It wasn't just a didun, it was like a deeper one. And bro, it was literally like it had just turned to my birthday. I came home, Hillard had to fucking put some balloons in the apartment, which is very cute. And then she had to care for me.
Damn.
I had to ice my hands and my legs, and it was a pretty pathetic scene, but it was a bummer. Like, and Ricky said this is funny. He's like, bro, I remember falling off my bike on my birthday when I was 7. It really sucked. I think he really was being sincere when he said that. Maybe also trying to be a little funny.
That is cute. That's tough. Were there people around? Did they see you fall?
Nobody saw it.
Okay, so you weren't filled with shame. All of your attention was filled with dealing kind of with just the pain.
Less shame? No, I was intending to bike home to Williamsburg Greenpoint area from Chelsea, which was going to be like a nice little ride, but it was nighttime. Like I figured I would take my time, whatever. And you know, maybe had a couple of drinks in me. Overall, not a wise overall decision. So it could have been much worse. I'm glad that I was fully in a state where I was capable of biking home, but like, you know, maybe just a little too lackadaisical about it.
Eye off the prize just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
There is about a year ago, I think we were still at Barstool. About a year ago, I was out for drinks with friends, and I left early to go to an open mic uptown at Grizzly Pear, Midtown. And it was a 10 o'clock open mic, and I was riding a bike up there, and I took a back road, or I took a side street that didn't have a bike lane, and I tried to get onto the sidewalk, but it wasn't one of those dipped crevices which is basically that's the best way to get on the bike. I was on the
sidewalk, you mean?
On the sidewalk. One of the best ways to get on the sidewalk. And I was riding an e-bike, one of my first times riding it, not fully aware of how heavy they are and how that works with gravity. And I tried to ride onto the curb of the sidewalk. And instead of my wheel going up it, it kind of just slid across the side of it. And I fell down to my left. And
onto the sidewalk?
Onto the sidewalk. The bike was on the street. And I landed both hands, getting, scratches right around here to brace my fall. And my knee was like small little hole gushing blood
Really?
through my linen pants.
Ugh.
And I'm racing to get to this open mic. And I got there.
Bleeding through your pants.
Bleeding through my pants, and I think I just talked about that for the whole
Nice.
set instead of what I wanted to practice. But
I mean, dude, if you show up bloody, you gotta
explain it.
gotta go with it.
Yeah. So I fell off. It was embarrassing. And then this is very niche, but if you live in the Dumbo, Brooklyn Navy Yard area, you know what I'm talking about when I tell you that on the bike path there is a little crevice that it's just like a combination of broken concrete and a pipe, and they never fixed it. They're never going to fix it. I've driven over it without paying attention, and my phone flew out of my pocket. It was
No.
deep in my pocket, and the grocery bag that I had in the front basket flew off as well.
Just from the crevice.
Just from this crevice. It is so dangerous. It's right across the street from Brooklyn Roasting Company.
Oh,
Right
wow.
across the street from Brooklyn Roasting Company. If you're ever biking in that area, you will notice it. There are some dangerous potholes on the bike paths, which is why Victoria has been really pushing for me to order a helmet. And bad accidents happen, and I shouldn't be so
Cavalier.
I shouldn't be so. I should just have ordered it by now, but I just keep waiting until what? Till I get into an accident. I need
Order
I
that helmet, Lynch.
need to order the helmet. Maybe you do too. I'll get you a helmet.
I don't intend to
birthday.
ride much, but maybe I will get one as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, my fall was kind of similar to that. I like fell onto the sidewalk, and I was so surprised to be falling that I didn't really brace myself well. I hit my chin too. I know.
It's tough.
I know.
Kind of hot.
But you know, maybe since I wasn't expecting it, maybe I gracefully took the fall in some capacity too. It's sort of unclear, but that was a bummer. Then I had a really nice weekend with Hill Dog.
Yeah. How'd you celebrate your birthday?
We rented a car and we went to do some national parkage.
Okay.
We went to the Steamtown National Historic Site, which is in Scranton, Pennsylvania, the home of our president. Sort of like an industrial town. Pretty cool. And just kind of talking about the train and in its relation to the history of the country, and having a bunch of cool different... If you're into trains, you would love this place. And now I know that there are people out there who are. I don't really give a fuck about trains, to be honest. But we went there. It was pretty cool. Checked out some stuff. And there was this this is a fun thing about some of these national park sites. They'll have these videos playing sometimes that were filmed a lot of the time a long ass time ago. So it'll be this like old video, and it's kind of sort of like a time capsule. And in this particular video, it was this dude who used to work on the last post office train. And he just loved it. He loved that train. And he was reminiscing when like the last day they rode on the train. And he was just like really sad and nostalgic because he just loved that train and that job so much. And as Hillary and I are watching it, we're looking at each other like, oh my God.
You really getting
This is
into
heavy shit.
When was the last day?
It's I think
Or last year?
1992 or something, 1993.
Damn.
Pretty cool. We went to this great restaurant downtown Scranton. I'm going to find the name right now. Keystone Restaurant, Scranton, Pennsylvania, boasts that it's been there, I think 100 years. I think 1920. Maybe you can double check that. It's a little diner. Hill Dog and I sat at the counter, and we were very impressed by the vibe in there. The people who worked at this place seemed to all really get along with each other. People of all ages and races and whatever.
Oh, that's fun.
And everyone was joking around. And this one guy who worked there, they were talking about gambling, and he's like, I don't gamble anymore. He's like, I used to gamble, but I don't gamble. I'm a new me. The last time I thought about gambling was at 5 a.m. this morning. That was the joke. Everybody thought that was great.
That's like a second. Yeah, that's good.
Great prices. We had a really, really nice time. Is there a way to check on when it's been open since? It must say it on the menu or something.
100 years and counting.
Yeah.
Since 1920.
Yeah.
104 years.
Yeah, 104 years.
Some math.
Pretty impressive. Yeah, Scranton was a cool town. We really enjoyed it. We enjoyed being there, and it was fun to see Hill Dog sort of appreciate my not, I don't know, theory, but my sort of manifesto about the national park exploration, where it's like there's a lot of collateral positive experiences that go into it, along with even just visiting the site itself. So that was cool. And then we went to the Upper Delaware Scenic River National Recreation Area.
Okay.
Which sort of goes all along the Delaware Canal, Delaware and Hudson Canals, I think, which is basically the border between Pennsylvania and New York is all along it. And some cool stuff, sometimes with like a, quote, national recreation area. It's intended to be sort of used practically. So like there'll be if there's a river or if there's a this or that, there'll be a lot of people kayaking. There'll be a lot of people doing water activities. So you want to try to find a good route or a good plan of action because it won't be obvious. It's not like going to Steamtown where it's confined to one small area. It's obvious what to do. At the Delaware area thing, it's a large swath of land. So you want to kind of, my advice, if you're doing something like that where there isn't an obvious visitor center or whatever, is to just look for fun suggestions of things to do and go do those things. So we were able to do a bit of that and, tailored to our interests. We went on a hike. It wasn't a great hike, to be honest. It was sort of deep in the woods and there's a lot of bugs and.
Was there a good payoff?
Nope.
No?
No good view at the end. In fact, the prettiest view was at the beginning of the trail. So I was like, oh, that was a bit of a fail. But it was nice to get some exercise. And we were able to nose out a couple noteworthy views and landmarks and drive around the area. And it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And
That's
we were
nice.
back in time for dinner. And we cooked.
What'd you cook?
Hill Dog has been using me as a guinea pig, which has been wonderful. She cooked things that
Wonderful.
It's been wonderful. She made me steak the other night. I felt like a real man as I ate this steak that my woman cooked for me. She doesn't even eat steak. I sat there, enjoyed it, and she enjoyed me enjoying it. The night of my B-day, when we came back, she cooked shrimp and Brussels sprouts, perhaps. And some salad.
Nice.
And maybe some noodles. So she makes this sort of soba noodle salad. She's quite a good cook, and she's incredibly impressive for a person who doesn't cook often for how well she can sort of make decisions that make sense for the meal. Oh no, she made orecchiette with some Parmesan cheese and some spinach and some lemon. It was very light and refreshing.
That's a nice
The
pasta.
summer months, it was wonderful.
That's a great pasta.
We
fun
just had a
shape.
great time, and I've really been enjoying hanging out with Hill Dog these days, man.
That's great, dude.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
There was a long weekend recently. We went to the movies. We went to see Challengers. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Pretty good. You liked it?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Never seen that story before.
Yeah, it was cool. It was good. The tennis was pretty good. It still amazes me that they are able to make some of the mistakes that they make in tennis movies still, with like grips for certain shots that just don't make sense.
Okay.
And like for the most part, you could tell it was like AI'd. There were like other people hitting the ball, and then like Zendaya's face was on it. Or maybe there was times where she was hitting it or whatever. But like there's moments where like it's obvious that these people aren't professional tennis players, which is frustrating. But overall, I enjoyed it. But anyway, we've been spending some quality time together. It's been nice. Loving our new pad, loving our new neighborhood. And the one great thing about living in this part of the city, Lynch, as I'm sure you may relate to, I don't have this urge. I don't feel the urge to have to get out of the city like I used to when I lived in Manhattan. I kind of just feel like I'm in a place with a lot of trees, and there's a lot of parks nearby, and it's a really nice vibe.
Yeah, you're in the city's backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's that Brooklyn life, baby.
That Brooklyn life. I'll tell you what, living in the Northeast where, you only get good weather seasonally, when it starts to get nice out, I really like the idea of being healthy and active. And sometimes it really boils down to my daily routine. If I start the day well, the chances that I'm going to have a good day really increase. And that's why I like starting my day by drinking AG1.
Little AG1.
Little AG1, The formula is getting better and better over time. They've done tons of research to really try to perfect it. And I find a difference in my energy levels and just the way that I feel knowing that I'm drinking something healthy. It's basically everything that you need in one scoop to feel solid throughout the day.
Yeah, it feels good when you shake it in your bottle.
Sure does, pal.
Feels super healthy. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut health support and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you're putting in your body.
Yeah, AG1's in-house team of doctors, scientists, and researchers work with third-party experts on studies that validate the benefits of AG1, giving you one less thing to research. I love the term third party. The fact that there is a third party observing what is happening,
Unbiased.
exactly, makes me feel much more confident about whatever's going on there. Love the gut health. We've talked a lot about that. And we know that it has a direct effect on your brain and your well-being. So all about it. And that's why AG1 fits nicely into my whole routine. It's the first thing I put in my body in the morning. Shake it up, drink it down, and it just gives me a foundation to live a healthy, happy day. AG1 contains ingredients that support sustained energy so that you can be the best version of yourself each and every day. With AG1, you might need less coffee to power through the day. For 91% of participants in a research study who drank AG1, that was the case. Pretty cool. If I had to recommend one product to support whole body health, it's AG1, and that's why I'm excited to have them as our new partner here on Oops. Starting your journey with AG1 is a win. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/oops. That's drinkag1.com/oops. Check it out.
I had something interesting happen, or I witnessed something interesting happen.
Please.
So when we were, the day before the wedding, we went to a restaurant in Massachusetts called the 99.
The 99.
You heard of this?
No.
It's like a TGI Fridays. We're sitting at the bar.
This is in Milford?
Yes. We're sitting at the bar, ordering our food, and there was a family sitting in one of the booths behind us. And this little girl, maybe she was 7, wasn't 8, maybe she was 7. She starts coughing like crazy. And she like full on like something's stuck.
She's choking.
This girl is
She's
choking.
dying.
She's choking. And the lack of urgency from mom was insane. She's like, "Are you okay?" And the girl's just like, like her face is turning purple.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was bad. And I remember I looked to my left and my right, and I told I was sitting next to, I think, Vic's dad and Vic's sister, and I was like, I don't know how to do that. Like the Heimlich maneuver. Oh, fuck me. I was like, I don't know how to do the Heimlich remover. It is a removal.
It is a remover.
It's a removal. It's a remover move. And I just looked at them quickly, because it was that intense. It was like someone needs to do something. And I looked at both of them and said, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. And then the girl kept coughing, and the mom's slapping her back. And while she's slapping her back, this girl's potentially about to die. The mom is slapping her back, and she's like, "This is why you need to chew your food." She kept slapping her, and the girl eventually spat out the food.
Oh my
and
God.
people were like, you hear forks and knives like jingle and jangle with like, it's like an urgent sound effect to like something terrible going on.
Jesus.
There's a lot of urgency in the air.
Jesus.
And server comes up, and I hear it behind me just like, "Is everything okay?" And the mom's like, "She's fine. She needs to learn to chew her food." And this girl ended up, she threw up the food, and then she threw up on the ground.
She vomited.
Yeah.
Jesus. What do we think? 7 years old? Younger?
Not 8. Probably 7.
Okay.
So she threw up, and I was repulsed. But the mom's lack of urgency.
That's funny.
It really fascinated me.
That sounds like good parenting to me, though.
She's yelling at the girl while she's dying. And it worked out fine. All at the 99. It was a good time. Have you ever choked? You ever had like a close call?
No, knock on wood.
You ever witnessed a close call?
No, but there are some, I've heard some tragic stories involving them.
No.
And it's a bummer, and it's scary.
It is a bummer.
Chew. Make sure you chew your food, folks.
Make sure you chew your food.
Um,
Luckily, this girl was choking at a restaurant, not around her classmates. Because if she did that like in the cafeteria, I don't know about you, but like if I witnessed someone do something gross in like elementary school, like I immediately like, you're fucking disgusting forever. Like you know what I mean? And you don't even do it in a mean way, but you're like, I'm repulsed by you for the rest of forever because you did that one gross thing. And so thank God it was at the restaurant and not at school. But yeah, I remember this girl, it was Golden Guest Day. Did you guys have Golden Guest Day?
No.
Grandparents, older family figures come.
Oh, we had something
and
similar.
you sing a song, you do a skit, you give a speech. Every class does something for their grandparents. And I remember, this is a core memory. I must have been in first grade or kindergarten. It was early, elementary school. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce with my classmates. We're watching some group go. And this girl was standing center stage, and she was singing, and she started peeing her pants. And she stayed on stage while peeing her pants. And then started freaking out on stage, causing a scene.
Oh my God.
The crowd is gasping. There's some giggles from the children. She ran down the aisle all the way past all of the classmates while peeing. And then she ran out and went straight to the nurse's office. And I never saw her again.
Ever again.
Ever again.
Jesus.
Probably a good move.
She had to leave school from embarrassment.
Probably a good move.
She perished from embarrassment.
That is like the trauma that you see in an A24 movie. Good parents. They knew.
Yeah.
They knew.
You're done at that point. I had a thing like that, sort of. Not quite, but I remember one time I was going to the bathroom. I was peeing, and I think I was wearing sweatpants, and I accidentally got a couple drips on the sweatpants, which probably barely noticeable, but maybe noticeable if you were looking. So I was like, oh, fuck, that's... So I remember I've decided to try to wash it out, which was a bad decision because it made the wet area much bigger and much more pervasive. And I was too young, I guess, to use common sense to realize that I'd have a bigger problem on my hands after that. I come back to class and the teacher immediately goes, oh, damn, like bad aim, huh? And everybody in the class started laughing at me.
Oh.
I know. Fucked up, kind of.
How old were you?
Probably 8.
Oh, what a douche.
I know.
Or a douchette.
He was a douche.
Yeah.
He was a man.
Damn. You can get away with that today. You have a big blotch on your pants. You can just say, I got a stain. Or just like, I spilled some
why
cake.
today? Is that
like
more?
As an adult? I don't know. You can defend yourself much easier. You'd be like, yeah, I had some cake.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like I pissed myself.
Right, because no one would piss themselves that bad.
No.
It's easy
and
to
confidently walk around as if they didn't.
Right.
So
As
that's
long as
brutal.
there's no scent. There's like as a little kid. Oh, fuck, what was I gonna say? I had something good here. Okay, so dude, the grandparents' tea thing. That's what we called it.
The grandparents'
Golden
tea.
Goose Day or whatever. What did you say?
Golden Guest Day.
Golden Guest Day. So we had the grandparents' tea.
Grandparents' tea.
That was what it was called. You write a poem about your grandparents, and they come and you honor them. So my poem was just filled with sneak disses, dude. And I'm 7 or whatever, so I didn't realize I'm saying shit that's rude, but I'm saying multiple things about my grandmother that are rude. I'm like, she loves playing slots. Like, that's in my poem. My grandmother gambling. Then I'm like, I keep saying that she can't read or write English in the poem also. To the point where after the poem, she had to like, her and my uncle were like correcting me that she indeed can. And I feel bad about it. I mean, she's, I was fucking 7 years old. I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, English writing, she can't read. She plants lots of seeds. That was one of the lines.
You probably looked up at her, like expecting her to be proud of you after you completed each sentence. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. My grandma was born in Italy. Very beautiful was she.
But far away. That's cute.
Yeah, dude. So anyway, teaching tennis, dude, I used to be very good at eyeballing the age of a child.
Nice.
I'd be like, that kid's this age. You just know. I mean,
yeah.
It becomes obvious. I think I've probably lost that skill, but it was an interesting thing.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that kid, like when you're like, he's not 8. Sounds like you maybe had some of the similar thing from your lifeguarding days.
I could just tell. You can just tell.
What jobs did you have in high school?
So I babysat. In high school, I babysat. I was a bus boy at a country club, and I would do all sorts of jobs. I would water the grass. I would drive old people to the front of the golf course for wedding receptions on
Did you
golf
see it
carts.
with a couple bucks here and there?
Sorry?
Did you see it with a couple bucks here and there?
Yes. There was no cash exchange at all at the club, but every once in a while, a few of the members that I built rapport with, they would give me some cash.
How
every
far
once
was
in a
this
while.
from your town?
It was in my town.
Okay.
It's actually my town's about an hour out of New York City, and if this country club is on the top of a really tall hill, if you stand at a certain
town called again?
point, Bernardsville, if you stand at the perfect point at the tippy top of the driveway of the golf course, you can see New York City's skyline at night.
Oh, very cool.
And it was really cool. But I worked there, and then I did some deliveries for the local deli, delivering catered lunches and stuff during the summer. And then I worked at an Italian restaurant in college and a little bit after.
Okay, so which one was like the main gig? I mean,
The country club.
The country club. So how many years did you do that?
3 years.
Solid, bro.
Yeah.
And was it like primarily a summer job, or was it?
No, I did it during the school year.
Nice.
And in the summer.
Did your parents want you to work, or did you kind of want the flexibility to have a little extra cash?
They wanted me to work, and yeah, I needed to be doing something. So there were too many nights where I was playing video games up until like 2 or 3 in the morning, and that's when my dad was like, "You need to get a job. Like you can't just be doing this all the time." Because I played sports 2 out of 3 seasons. In the winter, I stopped playing sports after freshman year, and so that was when I was like really just kind of doing nothing. And my dad was like, "This isn't gonna help you get into college. You being lazy and stuff."
Dude, this reminds me of our turkey of the week, actually.
Oh, really?
I'm going to have to maybe find this video because I don't know if I saved it. But have you seen the video of the guy who mows his kids' video games? Now, I've heard that this video might be fake. If it's fake, it seems pretty real.
When you say mow, are you saying that he takes the CD and he goes over them with a lawnmower?
He takes the kid's entire video game collection, which is like 100 video games. And he's like, "You're graduated or whatever. You need to get a fucking job. You're living in our house. No more video games." And the kid's like, "Please, this is going to be my job." And he's like, and then he ends up just mowing them all and destroying them. And the kid just starts shrieking. I'm
Yeah.
going to show it to you right now. It's insane.
You're a mower. You've been out of school for 3 months. That doesn't matter. This is what I want to do. I want a game. Well, you want a game, but you got to get a job while you do it too. You're insane. Why are you doing? What are you gonna mow them over?
Oh, this kid's 10 years behind.
Get out of your room for a little while. Maybe you'll get a job. You've been out of school 3 months now. Amy, it's gonna be my job. I do it. I'm really good at it. You got student loans. You got car payment. You got insurance. I'm really fucking good at it. Hey, yeah. Well, you got to make money while you're not.
I don't know if this is fake.
This cost me like hundreds of dollars. It's an expensive hobby. I don't care.
Oh, this makes me sad.
Now, wouldn't this kid have collected the games at this point, though?
What does that mean? What is he gonna do? Mowing my games over?
I don't know. The lawnmower being there is kind of like the threat of a weapon. Like he's kind of held hostage there. I don't think he can go and collect all those games. Yeah. Oh. You know, if he sold those games, he'd probably make a couple grand. Oh, if this was
kid, yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know that I'm going to specifically be able to say that anybody is the turkey, but I just think that still qualifies as turkey of the week.
yeah,
The kid getting his fucking video games mowed over.
that's brutal.
See, but the first comment is never forget when we all thought this was real.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like I think
This is the comments of the best.
we are the turkeys here. His acting was amazing. Truly, this is a great troll.
That is a great video. I love the found footage style of it.
Yeah, totally. If you haven't seen this video,
We'll be able to play
we'll
that.
embed it.
We'll embed that in the
yeah,
in the
so
video.
hopefully you guys
episode.
enjoyed that. This summer you got to equip yourself with the proper underwear if you're going to be walking around doing your thing. And look, like think about a day party. You're out there, you're sweating. You need to have good underwear on, man.
100%.
Nothing's going to ruin your day like feeling discomfort in that area of your body. You need to be equipped. You need to feel cool. You need to feel comfortable. You need to feel agile. You need to feel mobile. You need to be able to do all of that while wearing the same pair of underwear. And that's why MeUndies has got you covered.
I don't know if anyone else can cover you like that. It's like an insurance policy on having a great day.
Dude, 100%. And the anti-odor is a nice thing to know about. You don't have to worry that you're going to start stinking a little bit up during the day. It's really gross. And plus, it's great for like walking around, man. I do a ton of walking, and if you don't have the right underwear on, it's easy to get some chafage going, easy to get some discomfort. But when you got MeUndies, you're good. And I also love to play sports wearing my MeUndies.
Yeah.
They're good for everything. I personally enjoy the classic black boxer brief situation.
Mm-hmm.
It has good length on the leg. It's just a very comfortable, cool, solid style. But they have pretty much every style of underwear that you could ever want or imagine.
There's over 100 different colors and textures to choose from. So you can wear a different pair of underwear every single day, be the most unique and creative person in the bedroom, or you could be a psychopath and just have 100 pairs of black underwear. It doesn't matter. There's plenty of variety. You get to be who you want to be, and you don't have to worry about anything else when you're wearing your MeUndies.
Summer is coming. Get every cut for your butt from MeUndies. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/OopsPodcast. That's MeUndies.com/OopsPodcast for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in.
All right, here's my turkey of the week. The original video was deleted since I pinned this for the episode. I will read the caption for you guys that are listening. It is stitched by somebody's reaction to it, so I'll give you the gist. It is a blonde white girl at an airport with with tears, and she's crying, and she just finished crying, and the caption is, "Just a girl who missed her 5 a.m. flight and won't make it to her bestie's wedding because Delta sucks." So everyone's ripping her apart because she's not taking any accountability for missing her flight.
Yeah, that's so funny.
And so I think she's the turkey because this really, really, really backfired on her.
Yeah, she's taking a huge L there.
Tons of influencers posting their take. There's no pity on this person. And to post the video and to expect people to feel bad for her for what is clearly 100% undoubtedly her fault.
Yeah, that's
So
really stupid.
she is my turkey of the week.
Yeah, that's fair. She also, bro, it's like there's something nice and democratic about the internet in some ways where it's like she would just be allowed to be that dumb. But now that, she's broadcast this out to an audience, she may have a new perspective on her behavior and how stupid it is.
And since then, I went into, because you like punching down, people like punching down. I went to go look at her other videos, and there are no comments about this video or the fact that she deleted this video, which means that she totally went in and sifted through and is actively deleting all negative comments on her other videos. Because when somebody goes viral for all the wrong reasons, if you get called out by the guy Joey Swole, are you familiar with him? You need to do better. Mind your business. People will go and attack the comments on every single video of theirs. So she's really going through it. I think managing this video has become her full-time job. And that's my turkey of the week. And then blaming it on Delta. You can blame Delta on a lot of things, but that's 100% your fault. So that's
I wonder if there's some explanation to the specifics behind Delta sucking. Like, is there a chance that somehow Delta changed the gate without announcing it? Or is there some way that she's not wrong about the Delta?
There is, but the way that she reacted to the audience feedback proves that she is likely in the wrong. Because if Delta did change the gate, she maybe would have mentioned that, or she would have duetted a video and be like, no, let me give you more information on this. She would have doubled down on it, but she didn't, which means that she just slept in. Turkey.
Hate to say it. Maybe she meant that Delta doesn't fly enough routes to that particular location. Therefore, because usually they just put you on standby for a later flight. Do we know where she was going?
Don't know where she was going.
Come on, Delta. More routes.
Don't know where she was
I like
going.
to think that there's a chance that she's not as stupid as she seems, but it's not looking good. If you want, should we do this email?
Yeah.
This one's called My Husband is the Awkward Neighbor. Hello, G and Lynch. Longtime pod listener here. I've watched and loved every ep with no signs of stopping. Love that.
Thank you.
After yesterday's neighbor ep, this is a couple weeks ago, I had to share this story on my husband's behalf. I'll make it as short and sweet as possible, but some context is necessary, so please bear with me. My husband is originally from Venezuela and moved to Canada when he was 25. His first language is Spanish, but he's known English for most of his life. He's also a classic introvert. So, launching it back, 2017, he moves into a new apartment and keeps it low-key. Doesn't really interact with anyone in his building outside of polite hellos. One day, like a year into living in the apartment, he gets into the elevator and a middle-aged couple are already in there. They start talking about his phone case to each other in Spanish. Reluctant to make any new friends or to get trapped in a conversation with strangers, he pretends not to hear / not to understand them, and eventually one of them asks him about it in English. He gives a quick response in English, and that's the end of the interaction. Over time, they have a couple more short, small talk type interactions in the lobby or the laundry room, all in English. One day, my husband is walking from the subway to his apartment, talking to his mom on the phone in perfect Spanish, and once again runs into this couple who is also walking from the subway. His phone call ends, and the couple says, "Oh, we didn't know you speak Spanish." As an introvert who is so reluctant to make new connections outside his circle, he starts telling them a complete lie about how he's from Venezuela, but moved to Canada when he was a toddler, but he tries to make an effort for his grandma. Keep in mind, he also has an accent.
Oh.
So although his English is great, it's pretty obvious that he did not in fact move to Canada when he was super young, and his first language is likely not English. Meanwhile, they've been chit-chatting and have made it into their building and into the elevator. He pushes the button for his floor 7 and asks them where they're going. They say excitedly, "Oh, also 7. The doors open, they all get out. My husband turns right. They also turn right. Finally, my husband gets to the door of his apartment and the couple's like, "Oh my God, we're next door neighbors." Nightmare. So from then on, every time he runs into them, he fakes his broken Spanish-English mix, even though they for sure heard him talking to his mom for a solid few minutes and knows he speaks Spanish. To the point that one Christmas, they got him a couple of the other neighbors' little chocolates. By this time, I had already entered the picture, so I told him he should just get them something too, and at the very least give a thank you card. He agrees. And then the thank you card writes, "Gracias for the chocolates. Feliz Christmas."
Oh, was that intention? Was that as a joke?
It sounds like he's trying to keep this facade. This continues for another year or so until I move in with him. I'm an extrovert, so I'm always chatting it up with people in the building. Finally, since I'd been more social in the building, which led us to having had so many more conversations with the couple, he just said fuck it and started talking perfect Spanish to them out of nowhere. He never addressed it or explained. They never asked. Just multiple years of fake, broken Spanglish and lies. And the next day, perfect and articulate Spanish.
Thank God you came into the picture. This guy's living two lives.
This poor guy, bro. He's just really suffering out here.
Oh, it's so
It can be awkward.
brutal. Feliz Christmas.
Dude.
I've never heard that before.
Dude, I'll never forget. Yeah, this happened to me. I panicked. I'm in the elevator with people. We're on the same floor. They hit my floor. I didn't hit anything. They're like, "Oh, you live on that floor?" I'm like, "Yeah." They go, "What apartment?" And I just blanked. And I was like, and then I said the wrong apartment and then got off the elevator and walked into a different apartment and never spoke to them again. I never saw them again, never spoke to them again. It was crazy. All right, she has one other one here. Let's see if this is good. We'll keep it. If not.
Yeah.
One other quick relevant story. When my husband first moved into the building, he did become somewhat friendly with his neighbors across the hall. Just enough that one day they asked him if he would feed their fish while they were away for a weekend. All he'd have to do was go in once on Saturday, throw a couple dashes of food into the tank, and that's it. So on Saturday, he goes in, feeds the fish. They all look happy. Great. The next time he sees the neighbors, they thank him for feeding the fish. And my husband makes a joke about killing them, to which they respond, "Don't worry, he was really old. Turns out one of the fish actually died." At some point between him leaving and the neighbors getting back.
Oh my
Dude, that's
God.
great. That is so fucking funny.
They were great sports about it.
Dude, that's so fucking funny.
That's cute.
Oh, sorry about the poor guy, bro. He makes his first joke of his life trying to make small talk with people in the building. Sorry, I killed him. And they're like, "Oh, you did, but that's fine."
Fun and light.
We appreciate you. She said, send her regards to Big G and the Haddam Raccoons. She goes, a very random goal that she's personally had is for that one day will be the first suggestion that pops up on YouTube when she types in "oops" instead of "oops, I did it again." Yeah, I don't know that we'll ever take down Brittany, but someday.
Yo, that is so true. You type in "oops" on YouTube. You got to dig a little bit to find the podcast. We got a lot of dedicated people.
Thanks for writing in. Love to see it.
Yeah. Did you have fish growing up?
No. Did you?
I remember, yeah, we had a fish tank, and I remember we went to Petco, and I got some sort of fish that was a little bit bigger than the ones that my sister and my brother got. And my younger brother, he had to be like, he was young. He maybe was 5, maybe younger. I was really young too. And I remember I got this fish, and we put him in the tank out of the baggies, and within 3 minutes, my fish ate my brother's fish.
Oh my God.
And just from a father's perspective, that must have been agony, because I went straight to bed, and that was my parents' problem for the night, dealing with like a traumatized little child who doesn't have a fish in the tank anymore, who was so excited about getting his little marlin fish.
And that's the first time you learn about mortality. It's like, well, where is he? He's gone. Well, that's not fair. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Do you think it was painful? Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Ugh.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
We'll hate to see it, take care of your pets, talk to your neighbors, do what you got to do out there, and enjoy the summer, guys. Try to enjoy the summer.
And learn how to do the Heimlich maneuver.
A lot of good lessons today. Come see us on tour. I'm going to be, like I said at the beginning of the episode, New York, Portland, Pasadena, St. Pete, Florida, a bunch of other stuff. oopsthepodcast@gmail.com for any of your thoughts, comments, DM us stuff at oopsthepodcast.
Send us your turkeys of the week.
I'm at Not Julio, at Not Julio G on Snapchat and TikTok. Ryan, what do you got coming up?
I'm at Ryan is really polite on all social. Twitter, Ryan is polite, and show in Hoboken on June 27th. More details to come. Send us your turkeys of the week. I love seeing the submissions, and happy to throw those onto the YouTube versions of the episode. They're a lot of fun. So we'll see you guys later.